An early January 2022 prophecy the channel made has now come true, and even Bloomberg has been forced to admit it. After all of the nonsense occurred in 2020, I counseled people in my audience, go continue to vote with your feet and with your money. There's likely not going to be a whole lot you're going to do going forward to change who's sitting in the seat in Washington, D.C., but you can make a huge difference. And now here in 2023, they have been forced to admit it. We're going to cover this in detail and also show you some more good news. But real quick, as always, I want to say thank you. Continue to be diligent. Continue to give thanks where it is needed. Those of you who have showed up over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel for only the $1 a month, you guys are making a huge difference in my life. Thank you so much. There's going to be a version of this video up in the next week over there talking about this topic, but with a little bit of a different twist. People are still continuing to take their money, much more so than in the past, and be very careful where they spend it. And the internet can sometimes be a blessing in this way, but can also sometimes be a curse. How many people have found themselves in choice lock? I don't know if there's a better term for it, where if you have too many choices and too many options of something, you just decide not to buy it because you don't want to make the wrong decision. Whereas if there had only been a handful, you probably would have picked one. But real quick, once again, thank you. Would love to have you over there. The real quick essentials. $1 a month, lowest allowable level, fully refundable, first 90 days, no questions asked. You can inbox me over there with questions and other things. We can partner with Vimeo. It's a different server. The videos go a different place, so they don't really wind up in front of Google's censoring eyes. And for better or for worse, I've had people go to the channel and check it out, and some of the things they've seen they didn't like, so they decided to ask for the refund. No problem. Not every channel is for everybody, so thank you very, very much. Now, this is a video that I did way back in January of 6th of 2022. I had alluded to it for about a year, and I created a map trying to illustrate what I was saying. If people will vote their values with their feet and their money, we will make such a huge difference in this country, more so than any one president could for 4 years. And I don't care how much you adore the previous president, there's no way he could have done by himself what the American people have done for themselves, the conservative folks, the real Americans. There's no way that could have been done without this. It is that silver lining around the gray cloud that is Joe Biden. Because people decided, you know what? I'm done. I'm picking up and I'm leaving, and the statistics are out there. 1 in 9 people in the United States live in California. California has about 1/9 of our population. But they now have 1/3 of the homeless population. That's right. Their homeless rate is 3 times higher than it should be. Where else is it bad? Oregon. Where is it even worse? Washington, D.C., New York. All these places, for the people who haven't picked up and left, the people who are left are living on the street. And this is what we said would happen. It's an absolutely stunning turn of events. And let me see if I can find the... here was one of the maps that I used. It said, vote with your money. And I started to put little flags over places to leave and where you shouldn't be. And lo and behold, this is what's turned out now. Here's the article. Bloomberg, U.S. economic strength centered in New South. That's their words. According to a recently published Bloomberg report, U.S. macroeconomic strength, pardon me, let's see if I can speak English today. U.S. macroeconomic strength has radically shifted and become centered around the American Southeast, as investment and business have flooded from northeastern states such as New York and Massachusetts to more business-friendly climates in Florida and Texas. For the first time, 6 rapidly developing southern states, by the way, Florida is the fastest growing, Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee are contributing more to the national GDP than the entire northeastern United States. Let me say this again. Only 6 southern states are doing more to contribute to the national GDP than the entire northeastern United States. When they say entire Northeast, They're talking about Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Probably Maryland, too. Just those 6 states. That's how you should reach around and give yourself a pat on the back. If you live in the South, or you move to the South, or you decided to, know what, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to only buy things that I see are clearly made in Missouri or Texas or Tennessee or Florida. I make it a point, no matter how small the trip to the grocery store, I try to find something that has the little, and Publix does this. They do such a great job of it. Made in Florida. They have a Florida local section. It's a huge end cap. But everything in the store at Publix, if it's made in Florida, has a special little kind of brown tag on it. And I'll try to find something, no matter what, no matter how small it is, little bottle of hot sauce, maybe a little bit of some kind of a seasoning, just for a few extra bucks every time. And just like with the Patreon channel, a lot of people think, well, what, can $1 make a difference? If a lot of people do it, it can. And that's what's going on right now. Now, here's the part that's going to really make you jump out of your chair and cheer. Disney World hasn't felt this empty in years. But wait a minute. Disney World's in Orlando. All these people are moving to Florida. Clearly, then Disney World must be going gangbusters. No, they are collapsing. Because even the people down here are deciding, you know what? I'm also going to choose where we spend our money. And a lot of people think that every day in Florida is either a trip to the beach or a trip to Disney. I can assure you it's not. A lot of folks have to get up and work very hard, sun up to sundown, and especially the last few weeks, month or so, it's been pretty hot. And some people are trying to say, well, it's because of the heat. It's always hot in Florida. Elbow room. Disney execs have said they have expected weaker earnings from their U.S. parks this year. The Orlando area resort is even offering hotel discounts around Christmas, typically a peak period. The idea of getting a discounted room in Orlando at Christmas shows the epic collapse of Disney. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to say it. This has everything to do with the governor of Florida. 100%. And even the left says it. They don't blame President 45 for this. They blame Governor DeSantis. And you can either like this or not like this. But this is the case. That's why they have put out travel warnings about Florida, this group and that group and this other group. It's really an amazing, amazing thing to see. And just real quick, let me show you this chart. Homeless population per 10,000 people by state, 2022. Blue state, District Columbia, blue state, California, blue state, Vermont, blue state, Oregon, Hawaii, New York, Washington. Starting to see a theme? Now, Maine and Alaska are a couple of outliers because their populations are so low. But it continues. Nevada, Delaware, Massachusetts, and even we have to call it like we see it, blue state, Arizona, blue state, Colorado, and you have to go all the way down to here to get Louisiana, but even they have a Democratic governor. And then South Dakota, Tennessee, a couple of red states, but back to blue states. Montana, once again, an outlier because of the population. Notice you don't see Florida until you get way down here. Even though we're the third most populous state in the union, you'd think we would be up toward the top, but we're not. So anyway, real quick here at the end, I wanted to give a shout out to just to leave on a positive note and have a positive experience today. All of that is really, really great news. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the channel Heather Lynn O, just like it sounds. HeatherLynnoh. Heather Lynn O. This is an Instagram channel. She has a merch channel. She's the bitter barista. She's the one that does kind of the funny coffee videos. Her friends and two other YouTubers went out to Montana, and it showed up in my feed today, and I was just kind of laying around, decided to watch it. It is hilarious. It is absolutely, it's 17 minutes. They took this trip out to Montana where they went out camping, And it was so real and genuine and authentic and wholesome that you'll watch the whole thing. I know a lot of people like, I don't watch whole 17-minute videos on YouTube. My kid just really don't. This one you're gonna want to watch because it's really, they're just really honest about what being out in the wild is all about. There's so many channels that go out and they try to gussy up, I guess, for lack of a better term, what life in the wild is like and what being in a survival situation is like. They don't, but they have fun with it, and they laugh at each other, and they laugh at themselves, and they have this thing where they try to, it's on a chair where you start sitting on the chair and you crawl through the center of the chair, but you can't touch the ground. Basically, it's a version of the ground is lava. It's absolutely hilarious. They finally give in and decide to go to a hotel. They can't, just for one night to get showers, and they accidentally buy lava soap to bathe with. And I'm sure a lot of guys in my audience are falling out of their chair right now. To bathe with lava is an experience you never want to repeat in your life. So anyway, the title is, it had a different title earlier. It's kind of a title that's a little bit fun. I like to have fun with my titles as well. We boned in the woods. What that's referring to is they collect antlers and animal bones out in the wilderness, and then Heather takes them home and she cleans them up and paints them and makes some really cool stuff with it. So I just wanted to put this here at the end of the video. There's not a lot on YouTube these days that will leave you with a real wonderful feeling, a smile, so much bad news. So I tried to make this a good news video today, and I wanted to end with this. Check this out. It's a Heather Lynn O. We boned in the woods. She's got 270,000 subscribers. She's got a I know she streams game streams on not Twitch, but I think it's called Kick. It's a new version of Twitch, so you can check her out there as well. She's funny. I mean, she's funny because she's genuine, and it's an interesting thing. They're sitting out there in this cave, and they've got a cooler, and they're just eating easy cheese right out of the container, and you'll have to just go check it out and take my word for it. It's you'll definitely not regret watching it. It is hilarious. So I will leave it there. But once again, thank you everyone joining us at the Patreon channel. Would love to have you. 280 something videos over there, and you get all of them, by the way, for your $1. It doesn't just start when you get your $1. It's like, well, now I'm going to get all the rest of the videos. You get all of the historical videos as well. Once you sign up, you could sit and watch videos for a month. Easy, and still not watch all of them that are at the Patreon channel. Well, like I said, there's a 10% discount if you sign up for an entire year. So it really comes out to 90 cents, literally 3/4 a dime and a nickel per month for access to everything. So we'll love to have you. There's a $5 level. We've got a handful of videos over there that things are a little bit more R-rated at the $5 level, just to be warned. But if you want to, God bless you folks as well. So thank you so much for your support. I very, very much appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Congratulations to the South. Things are changing, and things are changing quickly. God bless y'all. Have a great week. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys later.